Have this is why you can't do stuff in your car.
It's those school, baby.
Hey. It's us. Yeah. She got a pretty face in a frame with it. Can't believe all that ass came with it. If I can't hit it, no, you can't kick it. Baby, do your thing like it ain't no shame in it. So go ahead and show me you ain't playing with it.
It's Storytime Sunday.
So the reason why I decided to tell this story for Storytime Sunday is because a lot of people have actually been subscribing to me because of my 10 Toes Down challenge, and a lot of people want to know why I even decided to do it. So here it goes. Once upon a time, on January 3rd, 2017, I was painting a music studio because I was working with somebody. We were about to be open for business as far as getting music artists to come and record. So we were painting it, and my boyfriend at the time kept texting me, and he kept texting me like, what are you doing, every 5 to 10 minutes, and like I kind of was being suspicious about that just because he's never really asked me that many times how I was doing, where I was at, whatever. He tells me that he's at a studio recording at the time because he's a wannabe rapper, and I was like, okay, well, I'm about to finish up here and go out with my friends to Buffalo Wild Wings and get something to eat. And I realized that I left my makeup and my brush at his house, and I was about to just stop by his house and go pick it up. I pull up to his parents' house because he lived with his parents. Don't know where he lives now, don't care, but at the time he lived with his parents. I walk in the house like I always do. I'm walking in the house, and all of a sudden his mom comes out of nowhere, and she's like, oh wait, Jade, I need to talk to you about something really important outside real quick. And I'm just like, it's cold. You want to talk to me outside? I was like, I was just coming to get my brush and coming to get my makeup. I said I gotta be somewhere in about an hour. I was like, that's all I'm coming to get. And all of a sudden she's like, okay, but it's really, really important, and I can't talk to you about it in here. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm stepping back outside. I barely make it inside of the house before she tells me that she needs to talk to me outside because it's really important. And when we step outside, we're not talking about anything important. For 30 seconds, she was wasting my time, and then all of a sudden I hear music coming from my boyfriend at the time. I hear music coming from his room. So I'm like, is he here? Because he told me that he was at the studio. So why am I hearing music coming from his room? She goes, oh, that's just his daughter, messing around on his laptop or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm like, he's here. I was like, if he's here, I was like, then just let me get my stuff or whatever. And then she's like, no, I'll just tell him you're here. So she closes the door after she goes inside, and I'm still standing outside. And all of a sudden, like not even a minute later, he comes outside with no shirt on, no underwear on, ball and shorts, no socks. And it's cold outside. It's freezing cold. So I'm over here like looking at him up and down, and he's like, why didn't you just tell me you're about to come over? I was like, you just texted me and told me that you were at the studio like 5 minutes ago, and I just came here to get my brush and my makeup, so I don't see what the problem is. I was coming to the house like I always do, like it's nothing. So then he's like, well, you should have called. I'm like, why, were you asleep? Like, why did you just lie to me and tell me that you were at the studio and you're home? Well, I just got home. When? You just texted me 5 minutes ago. Like, you're already undressed, got all your clothes off. Like, you just texted me. So then he's like, can we like move this way? Like, he wants to move further away from the door. So he's like so now he's like on his little stoop or whatever, and he's just literally standing shivering. So then I'm like, why can't I go in the house? I'm just getting my makeup and my brush. So why, you tell me why I can't go in the house. So then he's like, because he was like, it's just not a good time for you to come in the house right now. I was like, yeah. So you would rather stand outside in the cold, freezing with no clothes on, instead of just having this conversation inside the house. That's what you would rather do right now. Yeah. I'm going in the house. So I go in the house. I immediately walk to his room. Let me go ahead and state that his sister and his cousin and his mom are all in the living room, so they already know what's going on. Think to anybody, and all of a sudden I open the door, turn on the light because the light was off, and there's a girl laying in his bed with no shirt on. looking like a fake bootleg Nicki Minaj. And I'm just standing there, flicks the light on, flicks the light back off, and then I close the door back up. I'm thinking in my head, I don't have anything wrong with this girl. She didn't do anything wrong. My problem is with him and his family. So I go back into the living room, and I'm just looking at him like, go outside. So we go back outside. All of a sudden, I'm like, so this is what we do now? So what, you just want to act like you don't have a girlfriend anymore? When were you my girlfriend? I'm sorry, when you asked me to be your girlfriend, I believe that's when I became your girlfriend. So I'm like, I'm crying and I'm mad and I'm like shaking because when I get so pissed off, I really just want to punch something. So at this point in my head, I was bashing his head up against a concrete wall and I'm trying to stay calm and I'm like, okay. So I go back in the house and I'm grabbing my stuff and then all of a sudden, like, as I'm grabbing my stuff, he's about to open his mouth and say, yeah, get your shit. Before he could even finish the S-H-I-T word, before the T could even be pronounced, I slapped him so hard across his face because I was trying to keep my composure the entire time. But the fact that he opened his mouth and was disrespecting me even more than I already felt disrespected, no, I lost it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are watching this and listening to this probably were like, you're better than me because he would have been dead by now. Trust me, I wanted to catch a homicide case. I wanted to catch a homicide case so bad. But he wasn't worth it. Like, he had no job, had no car, was living with his parents. So, as soon as I slapped him, he goes, hit me again. Oh, challenge accepted. So, as soon as I raise my hand, his sister gets in between us and she's like, you're not gonna hit my brother. I'm looking at her like, bitch, I will hurt you too. I will hurt you, I will hurt him, I will hurt your fat ass mama, I'll hurt your fat ass cousin, I'll hurt all your peoples that keep coming in this house if I have to. I will have about 20 homicide cases on me easy. So that's what I was thinking in that split second that I was looking at her like, you just don't understand, you gonna die too. So, all of a sudden, it was nobody but God. He tells me, you know what, they're just really not worth it. You really need to walk away because the devil is really trying to take over your spirit and they're just not worth it. Karma is a bitch and they will get theirs later. So I put my hand down and I look at his mom and I say, and you were really trying to cover for him. And then I walk out. Then they are all walking behind me. And his sister is standing at the stoop and I'm already walking down the stairs and I look back at her like crying. And she's like, I know it hurts. I'm looking at her like, bitch, I ain't tell you to talk. So then I got in my car and I drove off. And then that same night, I was in my bed laying down and I wrote that entire 10 Toes Down challenge in less than 3 hours. Now, you guys know why I did it. I just wanted to put my entire past behind me and just start over with a new mentality. And tune in every Sunday to hear a new one. I love you guys and thank you so much for your support.
I send her home, I do not bother with it. Ooh, shawty, look at you, shawty. Ooh, you too naughty. You got the juice, shawty. She so wet, I thought that I was in a pool party. Blowing gas in the stank, they like, who for it? What it do, shawty? Got a pretty face in a frame with it. Can't believe all that ass came with it.